Hey, I'm Tim Harris from Industrial Toys. I'm working on a game called Midnight Star, and I'm going to take you through it now. So first off, we're going to jump into a typical level, which we call encounters, and we're going to have an assault rifle and a sniper rifle. Midnight Star is a shooter built from the ground up for touch, so all the control is made of gestures. So when we get into this, the most simple piece of this is that you touch to shoot. So you tap anywhere on the screen to shoot, and since I'm starting off with an assault rifle, I'm going to be holding down to start spraying bullets and killing fools. So you play as Lieutenant Charlie Campbell, who's on an alien world trying to figure out what happened to his crew and basically all of humanity. And he's encountering an evil race called the Dust, of which these are some minions. So like I said, it's as simple as touch to shoot. So I'm spraying bullets around. It's also 2 fingers is the shield mechanic. That's how you absorb bullets and keep from taking damage. I also have these threat indicators on here that tell me how many enemies are off screen. And they also tell me whether they're going to be shooting at me. So I'm touching to shoot. I'm reloading up in the top right corner where I can manage all of my ammo. And I'm using 2 fingers to keep from getting hit, but of course I just got hit. So it gets pretty frenetic, and there's a lot of rhythm to the game. And on top of that, there's tons of guns. So right now I'm using an assault rifle. I'm going to switch over to my sniper rifle, and here I can do precision damage. So for example, I can zoom in on a guy and snipe him. The way that zoom works is similar to the way it would work on a photograph. I zoom in, shoot, zoom out. I can also chain snipe. So for example, I'm using my hyper power now, which is a levitate. I can snipe, and almost snipe. I would have gotten a perfect hyper if I was able to kill all those guys. The guys at the office will end up making fun of me. So after I take these guys down, we're going to be through, there's also destructible environments. So you can get, for example, health loot that gets blown up. And now we're going to go into melee. Melee is like a frantic tapping of the hexes that come up onto the screen. So I did this before, but the hyper power is in the bottom right of the screen, and I can levitate guys based on whatever level my hyper ability is at, determines how long they'll be at and how quickly they'll recharge. So that's a checkpoint in Midnight Star. It's designed so that about 90 to 120 seconds of gameplay happens, and we string those checkpoints together to create the whole game. I'm now actually going to pop back out to the Joplin, which is your home base. And that's where all the upgrades and management of your character happen. So of course, naturally I would have 3-starred that level if I'd gone all the way through it, and gotten all sorts of interesting rewards. But at each checkpoint, you bank your rewards. So you keep the currency you find. So you can play the game for 90 seconds, 120 seconds, and have meaningful progress in the game. So this is the main interface. This is where you, for example, buy more guns. There's 14 different kinds of guns, and every gun levels up 5 times. So for example, here's an alien pistol. You can do all the research you want to on how every single level upgrades. So I can figure out what kind of damage I want to do, what the rate of fire is going to be, what my DPS is going to be. And that also goes for the powers that you get, which we call hyper abilities. Things like shields, levitate. We have one called time dilation that slows people down. And then of course the most important part of this game, which is luck. So Charlie's Lucky Hat, if you upgrade that, it determines the frequency and type of drops in the game for loot. Last piece that I'm going to show you is a quick look at our multiplayer. So our multiplayer is a challenge-based system that you set up yourself. So anybody can set up a challenge, and the way that you do it is you choose a map. You choose a map of something that you've opened up. Then you decide what the victory condition is going to be. It can be headshot, it can be a speed run, it can be high score. And then you decide what you want to ante. So the currency that you earn in the game, you can actually end up betting in a game against your foes. Or you can decide that it's going to be free. And on top of that, you can open it up to as many as 20 people in a challenge, or you can just invite your friends. So it's either open or closed. And then if you get really crazy, after you get past level 10, you can do the pro style options, and that lets you mess around with every doodad in the game. Enemy health, damage, you can do big head mode, rainbow blood, you name it. Then you create it, and basically you have 3 days to take 3 shots at this particular encounter, and you end up in a chat board while your friends join up, and it's on. But the score that ends up on the leaderboard is not your best score, it's your last score. So you have to decide whether you want to take your second or third shot, and everybody gets 3 shots at it. There's achievements, there's trophies, there's all sorts of crazy stuff in the game, but that's a basic overview of Midnight Star. Oh, and we'll be submitting very soon, and we plan to be out this summer.
Platforms?
It'll initially be iOS, eventually Android.